that has never been in contact with any particular law enforcement court system. And from what I can see and what I hear out here from a lot of my Black male, and I'm sure it's common knowledge, is that because they are unfamiliar with the court system, they don't know, number one.
Traveler. Okay.
All right, guys. Today we've got a sovereign citizen in court. Only this time, he actually asked for a lawyer. Progress? Maybe. But don't get too excited, because he's still fully committed to that sovereign citizen mindset. He was caught driving without a license, had a license plate that literally just said traveler. And of course, he resisted arrest. Because what's a sovereign citizen case without some unnecessary chaos, right? This one's definitely entertaining. And let me know what you think about his attorney too, because their courtroom interaction is, well, a little too close for comfort. It's just bizarre. But anyway, let's dive in and break it down.
She and I have already discussed it on this case, and we just both want you to hear the PC, if we can, Judge.
Okay.
And then on the bond reinstatement as well, Judge. Right.
So officers initiated a traffic stop in Harris County, Texas for a vehicle having a fictitious plate bearing the word traveler on it. During the stop, the defendant refused to provide...
Traveler. Okay.
During the stop, the defendant refused to provide ID or insurance information, stating, "I do not consent to this." Officer attempted to remove the defendant from the vehicle, and defendant actively resisted by pulling his arm away from deputies until he was detained.
Okay. Tell me what.
So we looked at, I'm sorry, Madam Prosecutor, the interference with duties of public servant, Your Honor. Even if my client is failing to give them that, then it is an arrestable offense. But in this situation, it is, Judge. However, in this particular situation, he didn't interfere with anything in terms of his own arrest. I can, if it was a resisting or something to that effect, I can.
They're just trying to get him out of the car.
I don't disagree.
It's classic sovereign case where got the license plate, think that traveling by right is what I think how they term it.
In this situation, Judge, and the reason I'm employing upon the court is, even from what Madam Prosecutor has seen on the video, they're pulling and tugging at his arm, which put my client in some fear. It was more than one officer. It was pretty.
But he still has a duty. If they're asking you to come out, they can lawfully do that. And there are videos, and go on YouTube, right? There are hundreds of videos where officers will literally destroy your car to get you out. When you get into a pissing match with a person who has the power of arrest, who's going to win, Mr. Daly?
We don't disagree, Your Honor.
Right. You know what I mean? That's real life.
We don't disagree, Your Honor. I think under the circumstances of what actually happened, it was not Mr. Daly's position to resist or to interfere. That was not. He was concerned for his safety at that point. And actually, I don't know, did you hear that on the video? Right. And so in reviewing the video, it was pretty quick, pretty brash. They didn't give him an opportunity to respond per the prosecutor. In this situation, it wasn't as if he was intentionally.
Remember, this is just a mere probable cause.
Yes,
so,
I agree.
They ask you to come out of the car one time. Yeah, it's really, so, I think that there's enough probable cause to go forward now. The problem is, Mr. Daly, is that we revoke your bond. Your bond is set at 2501, and you've continually failed to appear. So, the case and the way that you've treated us, it shows me that you just refuse to accept authority. How are we supposed to deal with that? How do we deal with that, Timberl?
Your Honor, the only reason I bring to your attention is I asked the court to take into consideration. We have a Black male works every day who, and I hate to put that on the court, but I do in this particular climate, that has never been in contact with any particular law enforcement court system. And from what I can see and what I hear out here from a lot of my Black male, and I'm sure it's common knowledge, is that because they are unfamiliar with the court system, they don't know, number one. Number two, when they do come in contact with police, and my mother is assistant chief of police. So I can understand, even when I was younger, I was taught that there are certain things that you have to do with when a police officer even stop you on a speeding ticket. What we don't know is whenever these officers come up, when you're somebody who don't have the privilege of having a police officer as a parent, or who isn't familiar and is being raised in this particular climate and seeing what they see on TV and seeing what they hear and everything that has occurred, you don't know what the proper steps are. I was trained from when I was grown up what you do. I'm not saying that what he did was right or wrong. I'm not saying that how he reacted to this particular court, it is wrong. However, I'm employing upon the court to ask the court to take into a little bit of consideration, number one, from his perspective.
From his perspective, are you serious right now? His attorney is actually bringing race into the argument, and honestly, that's not even the most surprising thing happening here. On top of that, she's acting unusually close with him in court, like she's protecting him more like a parent than a lawyer. It's wild to watch. I don't know if she's just being overly supportive or what, but I've never seen anything like it in a courtroom. Let me know in the comments, have you ever seen a lawyer be this hands-on with a client? It's just strange. But back to the facts, she's arguing that the police didn't have probable cause? Come on. They told him to step out of the car for a reason. And just to be clear, he was driving with a license plate that literally said traveler. That kind of stuff raises red flags immediately. Look, I get it, sovereign citizens have their own way of thinking about the law. But Judge Furr is not the one to try this with. He doesn't hand out free passes, and there's no way he's going to ignore the fact that this guy skipped court and acted like none of this applied to him. Now they are trying to shift the focus by playing the race card? It just doesn't hold up under scrutiny. This defense feels more like distraction than anything solid. Let me know what you think about this case, especially the attorney. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but her behavior is really unusual. Let's dive back in and see how this unfolds.
All defendants, can't just say this, but I do see that, from what I've known from this particular case and now in talking to him, I do believe that there is a sense of sometimes they just don't know. Sometimes they just don't. So I'm asking to reinstate his PR bond. I am now on the case. What you know about me, I'm a tight attorney. I run a tight ship. So, and by which of way I believe I can reach him and getting him to court and resolving this matter, which is what I talked to the prosecutor about when you were on break. It's like, let's just resolve this. Let's take care of this.
I'll buy it.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
I'm not going to do this again, though. I promise you. I don't care whoever you have. If you flake on us again, that's 3 times. It's out. I'm not going to do it again. Do you understand, Mr. Daly? I mean, when you come to court, good things happen. When you don't show up and you continually do it, you can't expect good things to happen. Now, do you have a Texas driver's license?
Not right now.
You're not allowed to drive.
Right.
You have a bond condition and you've signed an affidavit with me today promising you're not going to drive. I don't care how you term it. Driving, traveling, however you're going to word it, whatever you do not get into the driver's seat of an automobile, a motorcycle, anything with a combustible engine where you can get on the road unless you have approval from us. Do you understand? I don't care that you have to work. I don't care if you have to go to church. I don't care if you're going to a funeral. I don't care if you're going to wherever it may be. Do not drive. Do you understand? Heed this warning. You're not going to get another one. Okay, Timberly, I'll reinstate the bond.
Thank you, Your Honor. And I'll talk to her. We were going to try to talk to Chief, but it's pretty busy today.
I think the case is only 3 months old,
Yes,
so you've got time. You can do whatever you want.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Judge.
Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance. You don't have to waste your time coming to court now, but you must stay in touch with her and she'll tell you when you got to come back to court. If she comes back and tells me she can't get a hold of you because you're playing games or you've gone AWOL or whatnot, or you get arrested for something else, all bets off. We good? I'm not asking for much, man. Really. And for future reference, when you get into a pissing match with someone with the power of arrest, you are nearly always going to lose. It's just the way it works. And as a young black man in today's society, you got to be extra special careful because things can go really wrong really quick. And there's evidence of that over and over and over.
Okay, this might be a hot take, but I'm honestly disappointed Judge Fleur didn't throw the book at this guy. I'm not saying we need to go full law and order on every sovereign citizen, but seriously, this dude skipped court, resisted arrest like it was an Olympic event, and drove around with a license plate that looked like it was made in Microsoft Paint. In most courtrooms, failing to appear can land you additional charges or even a contempt warrant. And resisting? That's a separate charge entirely. Stack that on top of whatever he was already facing, and you've got yourself a perfect case for a harsher sentence. But instead, he basically got a slap on the wrist. In my opinion, this was a missed opportunity to set a real precedent. Let me know what you guys think. Was the judge too lenient, or am I overreacting? Also, I still can't get over that attorney. Like, what was going on there? She was practically smothering the guy. I don't know her, never seen her before, but that courtroom dynamic was one of the strangest I've ever watched. It honestly came off as unprofessional. I mean, I get wanting to defend your client, but there's a line, and I think we passed it about 5 minutes in. Now, maybe it's just Texas courtroom culture? If anyone from Texas is watching, let me know if that kind of attorney-client closeness is normal, because from where I'm sitting, that was just bizarre. And let's not forget, she also pulled a race card. And listen, I'm not trying to dismiss the importance of addressing bias in the system. But in this case, with a traveler license plate and clear video of what went down, that argument just didn't land for me at all. It felt like a distraction, not a defense. Anyway, I'm wrapping it up here before I lose more brain cells watching this guy dodge responsibility. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss more courtroom chaos like this. And seriously, drop a comment and tell me what you thought about that attorney, because I'm still not over it. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.